After a blistering offensive show in Miami, the Warriors face their most demanding test tonight in the last game of their 4-game road swing. With Orlando's version of Superman, Dwight Howard controlling the inside, and long-range shooters hedo, Turkoglu, and Rashard Lewis launching from beyond the arc, the Magic have become the East version of High Octane. Let's go! The Warriors and Magic are next. Dwight Howard, how do you deal with the man-child? Rebounding, blocking shots, dunking inside, an interior force that the Warriors, with Don Nelson, will have to create something crafty tonight.
Well, Andris will be in there, and he's got to do physical work on him. He just keeps getting better every year, scoring, and he leads the league in rebounding. He's a great outlet for him, but he's not all they have when you add Rashard Lewis, the free agent, and Turkoglu, who's having his best season.
The starting lineup, Steven Jackson, mickael, Pietrus, Andris, biedrins, monta, ellis, and Baron Davis. For Orlando, hedo, Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis, Dwight Howard, Maurice Evans, and Jameer Nelson. Pietrus getting the opening possession. Let's see how Orlando deals with the Warriors. Jameer Nelson opens on monta ellis, and he drops in the game's first shot. Jackson from deep, and Orlando's open 5 of 7 with 3 made threes. Great overplay by biedrins. Harrington can make threes or take Howard off the dribble, and that one blocked out of bounds.
That was a terrific block. Well, this is, you and I talked about this. Could they stop them in their offense? That's why they need a big offensive game themselves.
Monta, he has been the best Warrior on back end of back-to-backs all season long.
Sure.
4 for 4 on threes, 7 of 10 from the field. Azubuike springs free. Azubuike posting the smaller Jameer Nelson and putting it up and in. Warriors had been down 10. And Dwight Howard off to a good beginning. The bench kicking in for the Warriors. And it has not been driving as much, Jim, as it's been the mid-range jumper that's really come along for Monta.
Well, they're giving him a lot of space because they know his prowess, his ability to get inside and finish at the rim.
And Evans heading the other way, running with Bogans. Harrington blocked that shot. Howard's got 9 points. Now, that's the 3 right there. If he has a good game, you have Howard 23 feet away from the bucket. Evans with Monta knocking it away. It's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Monta all the way to the rim to lay it up and in.
Could never recover on that. What a terrific steal that was.
And they're just force-feeding Dwight Howard. An offensive foul. Now, you see when the Warriors collapse, Howard has traveled once, he's dropped a ball out of bounds, and there he charges.
The key is they're making him catch it a little further than he'd like, and he's having to put the ball down on the floor. When he does that, then you have a chance to disrupt his move, and they've done it several times.
Double Dwight Howard, and Jackson calls 2:40 remaining in the first. Orlando with a 7-point lead, and the man-child doing work inside.
They're trying to make Howard get it out further, so croshere to front him, and then that would just play right into their hands.
Jackson working on Turkoglu, and Dwight Howard goaltended the ball. Once it hits the backboard, you can't touch it.
Yeah, but let's watch the last play by Jackson. He comes inside, Turkoglu gets it off the glass, right there, and then it's pinned. That's got to be goaltending. Croshere has a shot.
Setting the screen there. Monta turns the corner. Kick it back out to Azubuike. Shot clock at 3. Pietrus catch and shoot to beat the shot clock and drop it in. Good ball movement there as Orlando kept scrambling defensively. Shot clock is off. Orlando's going to play for 1. Turkoglu wheeling, lost it. Pietrus with the defense. And so the Magic had it as high as 12. They shoot 70%, but they turn it over 8 times. Monta Ellis keeps the Warriors afloat with 10 points. Well, they're going to have to get more from the other big 3 in Jackson and Barron. Magic, quality team in the East, and the Warriors with work to do, down 9 at the end of 1. Brian Cook, Keon Dooling. Logan's Rashard Lewis and Turkoglu. Harrington rolling inside, squeezed among defenders. Azubuike from deep. Harrington keeping it alive, and then pulled out by Pietrus. In on Brian Cook, and that's a nice sequence. And credit Al Harrington for the extra effort, and Pietrus staying with the play. Work on Rashard Lewis. That baby hook. He's adding that to the toolbox. Getting into rhythm over bigger players.
Awareness.
Pietrus putting it in over Keon Dooling. So Mickael Pietrus has been active here. Rashard Lewis, he's not going to pass the ball. The Warriors knocking it away. Pietrus pushing it ahead. Steven Jackson finding Barron. Catch and shoot three is good.
This is how they get back in. Making steals, getting it up the court, finding open people. Low pass, but Barron stripes it nonetheless, brings it back to a three-point game.
Barron, what a block on Keon Dooling. Turkoglu and Andris, great read, good steal.
Defensive Andris Biedrins. Plays both people, steps into the passing lane.
Howard that deep, that's trouble. Warriors very fortunate there.
But they challenged him.
Baron Davis, what a take inside. The Warriors are not shooting the ball at all, and yet willing their way to stay into the ball game.
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes.
Patrick Ewing on the staff here, working with Dwight Howard. Also worked with Clifford Ray throughout his career.
One-on-one.
Shooting over Jameer Nelson and rimming it in. Final minute here. Warriors just trying to avoid just a horrendous 24 minutes of shooting the ball. Mickael top of the key, and he drops it in. Warriors shoot 34% in the half. Harrington and Croshere are 1 for 12, and they're down 8. But the offense just not there in the last game of this trip, halfway through. Well, Dwight Howard had a wonderful first half, but the Warriors did force a lot of turnovers. Howard got his, but it's the Warriors shooting kind of keeping them behind the Magic. Early on, Dwight Howard, part of our forward focus, we saw him roll off the pick and roll, score on the post-up, use his offhand, and make his free throws. He was impressive.
Well, it was impressive, but the Warriors made him work. Now, they gave up too many points in the paint, and Orlando was shooting at such a high percentage. But this is the way the Warriors have to play. Get after it defensively. They need more fast break points. They need to up-tempo the game. Now, Baron Davis started very slowly. Then he got very determined. Worked his way inside using his strength. And then you come up with another steal. You get it down, and then you get the defense stretched out. Baron stripes the three. Warriors are only 3 of 15 for three-point range. And they just have to shoot the ball better.
Dwight Howard, he got his. He had to work for it, but I mean, it's not highfalutin analysis. If the Warriors make shots, they can be in this game. Croshere and Harrington are getting wide open looks. They're 1 of 12 between the two of them. If they shoot that percentage, the Warriors can't win.
Yeah, they need to offset Dwight Howard. If they're going to play against Howard, they need to score against him and make him play some defense. He can't come out that far. Simply put, you can't shoot 35% and expect to win the game, but they're in the game shooting at 35%. So that's encouraging. They just have to keep playing.
Single-digit ball game. Can they steal one on the road? Do they have enough energy in the tank?